I also figured out for that for the autopod, I'm gonna do that on the plane down. I think that's the smartest way to do that. What's up, everybody? What's up?
God, this Celsius got me got the burpees. Autopod's gonna be a game changer. Shout out Autopod.
Yeah, shout out Autopod.
Fuck with us.
Fuck with us. We're down to our final week of the free trial on Autopod. What's up, everybody? Happy post NFL Sunday.
Bro, that was a fire NFL slate.
What a
like
fire
all the
NFL
games
slate.
and shit, bro. Actually, the 1 o'clock slate, like the witching hour, so many bets, so many back doors, the Jaden Daniels Hail Mary. What a slate. A low-key underrated slate.
World Series is off to a hot start for Dodgers fans. We were live on TikTok on Friday, and it was funny. That was a funny
Dodgers.
story.
Fuck them. They always want to come out when they're front running.
Dude, that's what I said. Like,
they're so funny.
So we peaked at like 50 or so viewers, like, because I got on there just like in like the 8th inning, like I just like let's just
sweat
some comments and just be there to kind of sweat.
Yeah.
Then like the game ends and there's like 4 viewers, and I'm thinking like in my head, I'm like, should I just stop this and the rest of the guys we can just start like keep boozing and start hanging out. And then I'm like, actually, like, since it ended in that weird like insane walk off where Boone makes the call to put in Nestor Cortez after not pitching in over a month. And then all of a sudden, it's like 400, 800, 900, 950. And I'm like, and it's all fucking Dodgers fans just clowning. I'm like, of course, now you want to come out.
Right.
Now you want to come out of the darkness.
Right.
What happens when the Yankees get one?
Did you think that pitch by Nestor was necessarily bad also, by the way?
I think it almost was the same spot as Ohtani's. And
right.
like just on that inside part of the plate where you kind of jam the hands. And if you think about it, Boone almost looked like a genius where you get Ohtani out in one pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walk Mookie, and everyone was kind of saying, why would you do that? Nestor's, Mookie's 0-5 against Nestor. Fuck those stats. It's the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't pitched. And then you bring up Freddie, load the bases, and
Limping on up there.
I just can't even believe it. In 2 pitches. It took him 2 pitches. And let's remember what he said, to the reporters when he was talking about getting on the World Series roster. He said specifically, if this means I'm going to be hurt, we've weighed the consequences. If this means I'm going to get hurt and I'll miss a year of baseball, but I got to, play in the World Series, then like, so be it.
Mm-hmm.
And you get your chance and you only throw 2 fucking pitches and you were 1 out away from winning game 1. And obviously I had a lot of coin on Yankees.
Obviously, yeah.
That absolutely sucked. Welcome into the All Day Everyday Show.
What about Mr. Judge? Actually, it goes to the pitch. I got the questions about the pitch. A couple questions about Mr. Judge. Also, Verdugo's at bat versus Trinan. I heard the announcers talking about how like that slider has been fucking him up all year. Like, was that? Are you? But like, how old's? God damn! What the fuck? His name? I'm blanking.
Alex Verdugo?
No.
Blake Trinan?
Volpe. My bad. I'm at the Volpe at bat. Volpe had it at bat versus Trinan. Trinan had threw him like 2 or 3 straight out and away sliders that Volpe was just reaching on every single time. I think he's going through that Bryson Stott transition. I don't know if you remember when Bryson Stott versus the Astros in the World Series, people were pissed off because he couldn't hit a curveball, and like they were just getting on him. And I just wanted to hear from Yankees fans, like, are you guys on Volpe as much as I'm hearing from like the media and shit about he can't hit a slider, this and that? Like kid's like 23 years old, like in the World Series, like playing pretty well, I think, to get y'all there. Like
he had a great series in the DS, and there was some like dry spots throughout the season where everyone was kind of talking about him in negative ways that maybe he's not going to be the shortstop of the future.
That's insane to me.
I think he will be when the bat is consistent for longevity of the season. I'm not too worried about that because he's a fantastic defender.
Like he's facing Blake Trinan, like I think it was 1 out or 2 outs, like in the 9th inning. Like they're like, this is his Jeter moment. Like I feel like they're like serving this kid up to like almost not fail, but you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
like time. Bro.
I'm not worried about him as much as I'm worried about other guys. Like Alex Verdugo. And then you have the stats of Aaron Judge and the conversations of if you're going to move him down in the lineup. It seems this series, this conversation about this series so far in just 2 games has simply been the Juan Soto, partially Giancarlo Stanton versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I just hate that argument. It's not going to be one guy, even though it looks like it's 1.5 guys. It's not going to be just them. It sucks. I hate the management calls from Boone.
Well,
and I said this in the Phillies series too.
Why? My fault. Why isn't Garrett Cole pitching his arm off?
Yeah, bro. Like,
whoa.
Derek Jeter said it perfectly in the Fox postgame after game 1, where he was like, I hate to say the comments of like, when we used to play. But in the 2000 World Series, Al Leiter went for 140-something pitches. Gerrit Cole was dominating that game, and he had 88 pitches, and you're ready to take him out. That's exactly the quote that Derek Jeter said, and I think he's absolutely right in that. Gerrit Cole had that game, and I kept saying,
had it. He was
if
dealing.
you can't win with Gerrit Cole, how can you expect to win the series? Because the number one thing that you have compared to the Dodgers is, yes, both teams have starting pitching, but I would lean to give the edge because of those injuries to the Dodgers starting pitching.
I agree.
I would give the lean towards the Yankees. That's where you can win. But then, same with the Phillies in the Mets series. In Game 1, Rob Thompson showed the Mets, one of the hottest bats hitting teams in baseball at that time, everybody in the bullpen. Well, what did you do, Aaron Boone, in Game 1? You pitched your entire bullpen. So now, you don't think, again, another
And also, Rob
hot,
Thompson pulled Zach Wheeler a little prematurely.
you just don't think these guys, and as great as this Dodgers lineup is in the batter's box, you don't think that they're going to get hot or they're going to get used to the guys that they're seeing. You're giving them, half your bullpen, and you thought, oh, you know what, let's go Nestor Cortez. Maybe that's a sneaky move. I would throw Tim Hill there, and everyone was talking about, why didn't Tim Hill go? Nestor Cortez did not see live action. I don't care about simulated games and all that bullshit since September 15th, and you want to put him in Game 1 of the World Series on the road with bases loaded, and you need to get one out?
Absolutely.
Come on, man. So I think there was some cause there for Boone. I don't think this series is necessarily over.
Do you? I think sometimes this is the last thing I'll say about the pitching thing is I think some of these managers are trying to protect these players from themselves too much. I did not agree with Thompson pulling Zach Wheeler Game 1 in our playoff series, but if you want to do that in the DS because we have a long playoff run ahead of us, okay. It's the fucking World Series, dude. What are you protecting Gerrit Cole from so he can have a longevity career under the contract that you guys are just protecting your contract that you signed Gerrit Cole under. But if you were to ask Gerrit Cole himself, you have a chance to win the World Series with the Yankees to go up 1-0 in a massive series in LA. You might throw 130 pitches. It could derail your career maybe by a year or something like that. Maybe get an injury next year because of it. Would you do that? He'll 10 out of 10 times you say yes, bro. I understand trying to protect these players. They sign a lot of money to these contracts, but you're almost stifling these guys what they work so hard. Gerrit Cole worked his entire life to pitch 130 pitches in a Game 1 World Series in LA. That's what he worked his entire life for. And then they get pulled out of the bullpen in the Game 5, and then to pitch Game 7 and pitch 120. If he gets hurt doing that, these guys literally signed up for that. That's what he wants to do. That shit bothers me. I have the same sentiment towards football players that get pulled and shit like that. I just want to see these guys be able to ball, bro. If he wants to sacrifice his body to win a World Series, he should be able to do that, bro, on his own merit. Go Yanks. We'll come back.
Judge may get a standing ovation in New York.
No.
That's what they're talking about. Now batting under 200 for his career in 55 career postseason games, batting under 200 with 85 strikeouts.
We're not kidding.
Do they do this Trey Turner-esque Phillies standing ovation for Game 3 in the Bronx to try to get these Yankees to get a win, as 87% of the money
that actually might be kind of fire, though. That might be kind of fire.
John Ewing.
That could be fire, but I feel like it's too. Even though I guess it worked for Trey, I feel like it's too just forced. Yeah, we all know you fucking suck right now. Let's go. Some things don't need to be said, bro. And it's the biggest series of the year. I don't know. I think you should just let him rock. I think he's fine, bro. Even the LCS, he didn't have a great LCS, but I think he had 3 or 4 amazingly clutch hits.
Yep.
And I think if you just let him figure it out, he might not have a 300 batting series.
Taking it on the chin.
I think he'll have 2 or 3 major clutch hits that could change the series if you just let him figure it out. I have hope for Judge. I have hope for the Yanks still.
Yeah,
I think they're plus 340 to win the series too.
Yeah, and they're heavily favored on the money line tonight at home.
Gotta take them.
You got to take them in the spot. There's 87% of the money is on the Yankees, rightfully so at home, because they're just. I don't see them going down 3-0. I think this is one that they get. Perfect world, they got to win all 3. I think they go win, loss, win, and it's 3-2. They got to go steal Game 6, and then get Game 7. We got a jam-packed show today. Welcome into the All Day Everyday Show.
We're supposed to get a fucking parade, man.
We are.
Just damn. Keep me we can't go over. If we go over 3, that's fucking crazy, bro. That'd be fucking crazy.
We got Monday Night Football, Giants, Steelers. We're gonna be playing some guessing games as well. Man, he's got some statistics on touchdown scores and teams against the spread that we're gonna be discussing. We do have some weekend recaps too, as well, with the Ravens losing. Joe Burrow is calling for 10 wins to get in the playoffs, which means they have to win 7 of their next 9. We're going to go see if we can find those 7 wins. And Adam Schefter saying on the Pat McAfee showed today that CMC is looking to come back after the bye. We'll see what the schedule looks like for the Niners as well. Penn State and Ohio State take on a... Is this the whiteout?
My
I don't think this
goodness,
is the whiteout,
what a game.
But what a game.
What a game.
Ryan Day.
I just want to say, before we get into the talk, I should have said this when we get into the talk, but this game makes me so excited because I hope Drew Aller plays. You have an Ohio kid, went to Medina High School in Ohio, great school from there. And you have Will Howard, Southeast PA kid, went to Downtown West. Both prestigious players in both their states one playing for Ohio State from PA, one playing for Penn State from Ohio in the biggest game of the year. That's going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait to talk about that game.
And then we'll close things out with the Thursday Night Football matchup where the dog shit Jets
they're selling me.
Take on the Texans as this looks like another generational trap. Texans -1 right now. I think it's up to 1.5. And we'll see if Aaron Judge can rewrite this ship of, hey, are you done? Is Aaron Rodgers' time done? We'll get into all that. Let's go to Monday Night Football. Giants, Steelers.
Prime time DJ. Fuck they talking about.
Prime time Daniel Jones. Let's just take a look at this. Daniel Jones in prime time per John Ewing. 1-15 straight up and 6-10 against the spread. The Giants are +6. If you want to look at the other quarterback, Russell Wilson, his last 9 games as a favorite of 3 or more points, 3-6 straight up and 0-8-1 against the spread. Right now it's on FanDuel 5.5 points with a +225 money line towards New York Giants. I think that the Steelers may absolutely roll tonight.
Yeah.
I really, really do. Yeah. And seeing that over-under at 36.5, this is a perfect game where I would be looking at the under, but at 36.5 points, I don't even know if I can. I don't like that.
So what's the spread at right now? 5.5. So this opened at 6, I believe, even maybe 6.5 higher. So this game's a little weird. I was gonna say. Because how many times do you see this many people try and bet on the Steelers? How many times since Russell Wilson have left the Seattle Seahawks have we seen this many people running to bet on Russell Wilson? I'm a little... Giants come off of 2 straight losses, and the Eagles' divisional loss at home was extremely embarrassing. I'm pretty sure they expected a better result than that, even though they were a little banged up in that game, just a divisional matchup. Line's dropping 0.5 point. I don't know if I'm going to put money on the Steelers, but it's just like I think the Steelers probably end up covering, but it's a little trappy. I'd probably stay away. If you do something with the Steelers, I'd probably money line them with somebody else, but I think the spread's a little scary. Why is it dropping? Why are people going into the sports books and putting massive bets on the Giants? Why? Why would you ever do that?
I think this is one of those primetime games like the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football where Brandon Aubrey misses that field goal. He gets the call from Vegas. And
literally
Giants get the spread. Like this could be something like that. 89% of the spread, 89% of the money is on the Steelers. That's on FanDuel, and 84% of the bets are on Pittsburgh.
Steelers are coming off that big.
That is crazy.
Steelers are coming off that big ass win versus Jets. Like, did not expect them to blow them out like that at home first Russell Wilson game. Could they use a little bit coming back down there?
Look, I understand it too because even if you're not a Giants fan, you're just a football fan, like how can you be putting your money towards this Giants team after what you're seeing? Like, I understand why all the money's there, but this is one of those things where the books need the Giants to cover and they got it already in a primetime game.
Uber Eats order on it. Fuck.
Like maybe, but I would like to buy it up to like 6.5, make it a touchdown, make it they have to lose by a touchdown and an extra point. But I don't see the Giants winning this game at all. And that's coming from a Giants fan. I'm literally wearing a Giants hat right now, and I don't see them any chance of winning this game. And also, Pittsburgh has won their last 21 games on Monday night.
Oh, my God.
I saw John Gruden talking about it. There was a game that they actually lost on Monday night in the COVID year, and John Gruden was talking about it on this clip, but that game was supposed to be a Sunday game, and they moved it to Monday. So he was like, technically, that wasn't a Monday Night Football game, but the last 21 Monday Night Football games.
Was that versus the Browns?
That the Steelers have played in at home. At home, the Steelers have won.
I think I lost money that game. I think Case Keenum was playing for the Browns in COVID, and they beat the Steelers. Fuck John Gruden for making me remember that.
I mean, I like for me as a Giants fan, I'd like to just take Malik Neighbors props and Malik Neighbors' touchdown. But
Wandell's been looking good, bro.
you have Daniel Jones throwing the football, and he can't throw a deep ball. So how can I be excited about?
I don't
putting my
know if
money
it's
towards
Malik
Neighbors?
though. Malik on Joey Porter Jr. might be scary. It could be Wandell, bro. I think Wandell might go big.
I
Staying away.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to put maybe a little bit of skin in the game just because.
Yeah,
I'm
wait
a
for me to
fan.
go down 7-0 or something.
But the thing that I'm thinking about too is just from a biased New York fan. Like the Giants are going to sacrifice themselves tonight and get their asses handed to, so then the Yankees can win.
Wait, so if we don't think we're gonna make money on the game, like spread wise, whatever, what we could do is just pick someone to score first,
Okay.
and you're pretty good at that.
All right.
You have a track record.
Yeah, I do.
It is on Twitter. It is documented.
It is documented. Let's take a look at some touchdown scorers.
Look at these first odds.
So you got Najee Harris first at plus 430. Pickens first plus 700. Neighbors first plus 900.
Devin Singletary plus 1,200.
Sneaky Freiermuth. Because again,
Ooh.
I'm specifically betting on
Ooh.
the team that I think is going to score first, and I
I think it's gonna be the Steelers.
don't think the Giants are scoring first.
I can get with some Patty Fryer move.
I kind of like Freiermuth at plus 1,200, assuming that they're not in a position where they're like second and goal from the 2, and we're just going to give it to Najee 4 times until he gets in.
Maybe we play action, Najee. Fryer move over the middle.
I'm going Freiermuth
Let's
plus
do it.
1,200.
I'm down.
Freiermuth first plus 1,200. Steelers are going to score first, and I know in that Sunday night matchup, it was the most favorited guy. It was Brees Hall at plus 500.
Yeah,
He scored
it's
first.
definitely going to be Najee.
I don't want it to be a running back. First touchdown scores aren't supposed to be easy, so I'm staying away from the first 5 guys. I'm going with Freiermuth plus 1,200.
I like that.
Malik Neighbors' first team touchdown scorer was.
I had that if you scroll down.
I think he's. I actually think he's plus 380.
Here we go.
Yeah. So Malik Neighbors' first team touchdown scorer. So first Giants touchdown scorer. Malik Neighbors is plus 380. Tracy plus 550.
I don't know if we're putting any money in the Giants' hands tonight.
I think we are literally just gonna sit and root for Freiermuth first.
Why is it plus 380, bro? They might not score.
Yeah, they might not score. And 37.5 points is just too.
It's too low.
It's too low.
Yeah. I can rock with a fire move look, and we can. Yeah,
If I could see like 42.5, 43.5, I would probably look there. But I needed something in the 40s to get me to take an over under there.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready for some guessing games?
Some guessing games.
I'm excited for this.
All right. So I'm going to start with the wide receiver one. I thought that was very, very interesting.
Okay.
So right now, there are 8 players with 100 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns in a single game. Can you give me all 8?
Okay, so let's go CeeDee Lamb.
Yes.
Got it last night.
Yes.
Remember that.
Sharp.
Let's go Jamar Chase.
Got it twice.
Marvin Harrison.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what? Garrett Wilson's not on there.
Nope.
Is Mike Evans?
Nope. Close.
Stephon Diggs?
Nope.
Dang. Nico Collins?
Nope.
Wow. Does a rushing touchdown first count, or is it because I was gonna
It's
go?
all receivers.
Oh, it's just because I was gonna think like maybe that week 1 game with Xavier Worthy because he had the deep ball and the rushing touchdown. Did Keenan Allen get that? Didn't he have 2 touchdowns in a game? Debo?
Nope.
Wow, and he had a 77-yarder.
Bro, this list is crazy. I'm looking at the names. This list is crazy, bro.
Is George Pickens in there?
Nope.
Wow. Terry McLaurin.
Nope.
Wow. What? And what do I have? I have 3.
You have 3. You're doing pretty good, bro.
DK Metcalf?
Nope.
I'm trying to think. It's got to be somebody on like the Packers, but there's 3
Nope.
guys to choose
No,
from.
no Packers on the list. I'll give you team hints. There's a 49er, there's a Buck, there's a Falcon, There's a bear.
Was the Falcon Darnell Mooney?
Yes.
I was going to say
Yes.
that, but I was scared to say that.
Yes.
Okay, so Darnell Mooney's in there, so that's 4. Was Godwin the guy that
Chris
got it?
Godwin. You're missing a 49er and a Charger.
Ayuk got it.
Nope.
Who's my other 49er?
This is
George Kittle?
nope.
Who's my other... Is there, like, there's
You
not...
want to try the Charger? Or the Bear?
Was the Bear Rome? It was DJ?
Yes.
That's
DJ Moore.
crazy. I was not gonna guess DJ. Their Charger's not Lad.
Lad McConkey.
Jeez.
Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure that was recent.
And then is there a Colt in there?
Nope. The last guy you didn't guess is the 49er.
And they're all receivers?
He's inactive right now.
Who's the 49er that I'm not even thinking of? Like what?
Let me know when you want me to give it to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was Jawan Jennings.
Oh, I was not getting that.
So this is the list. Jamar Chase twice, Jawan Jennings, Marvin Harrison, Chris Godwin, Darnell Mooney, DJ Moore, and Lad McConkey.
Wow.
You actually did pretty good, bro. You didn't do bad at all.
I'm surprised Terry wasn't on that
No
list.
Terry, yeah. No Terry, no Tyreek Hill, notable.
I had a feeling Tyreek wasn't there just
Yeah.
because of no Tua. I'm surprised.
No AJ Brown.
Yeah, I actually should have guessed him because he's gotten 2 really long touchdowns this year. I knew there was going to be no Raven. I think.
No Lions kind of surprising. I feel like no Amon-Ra.
Yeah, the only reason I knew that I wasn't going to go on the Lions was because
He's been selling.
Yeah, I've taken a lot of his receiver props so far this year, and I knew that he hasn't really performed
No cap.
to those numbers.
No cap.
And I knew like easy like Marvin Harrison because he had that crazy
Yeah.
like 2 touchdown game
one
over 100
lead.
yards with like 4 catches.
Yeah. That wasn't too bad. You actually did pretty good. The next one is ATS.
Okay, this one's
I think this one might be more fucked than the fucking.
this is gonna be hard.
This is hard, bro. So the best teams in the NFL against the spread. I have the top 5.
Okay,
What do you got for me?
I have to start with the Lions.
Great pick. They're second, 6-1, 85.7% against the spread. That's the second team.
I feel like I know that they didn't do this against the Browns, but they just did it in back-to-back games. Did the Philadelphia Eagles get in the 5 spot there?
Nope.
That's crazy. I'd like to know where they are. How about the Falcons?
Nope.
It's not the Packers.
Nope. It's just fucked.
How about the Bills?
Nope.
That's wild to me. We did also say Bills -3, and they
Yes.
murdered.
Yes.
It's not the Chiefs, even though they're 7-0. I knew that. How about the Commanders?
Commanders are third, 6-1-1, 85.7% covered.
How about the Steelers?
Nope. Great pick, though.
Fuck.
So we have 2. We have Lions and Washington. We're missing 3. There's one team that's really hot that you're not guessing. I'm a little surprised.
The Ravens?
Nope.
How about one team that's really hot?
Well, they were really hot. Couple losses.
Like the Bears?
Nope.
Is it just like sitting in front of my face?
God, like not really.
Chargers?
Nope.
Houston?
Nope.
With 2 fucking losses? Like, what am I missing?
You want a lifeline? I can do division lifeline.
Okay.
So you're missing the first team, the 4th team, the 5th team. You got AFC South, AFC West, and NFC North.
Jags?
Nope.
Oh, Colts.
Indy is 7-1 against the
That's
spread.
crazy. I would not have guessed that.
So you have 1, 2, 3. You're missing 4 and 5. You have Indy, Lions, and Washington.
Cardinals?
Good guess, though.
Because they actually have covered, at least in the past 2. I already forget the. How about the Broncos?
The Broncos are 6-2 against the spread
crazy.
at 75%. That was 4th. You're missing the 5th team. Drum roll, please. Would you like a lifeline?
Yeah.
This team probably
Is it NFC or AFC?
NFC, and this team probably took one of the most heartbreaking playoff losses I've ever seen in my life. I don't think it'd ever be duplicated. I don't think there's any coming back from this playoff loss, honestly. Hate to remind you all about that. It's kind of fucked I did that.
Falcons? Niners? Vikings?
The Minnesota Vikings are
way!
5-2 against the spread.
Not the Vikings.
So the top 5 teams in the NFL against the spread so far are the Colts at 7-1, the Lions at 6-1, Commanders at 6-1-1, Denver Broncos at 6-2, and the Minnesota Vikings
I feel
at 5-2.
like I guessed almost every fucking team.
You did.
That was hard. There's a lot of surprising teams in that. Like
Indy is 7-1 against the spread. Denver is 5-2.
yeah, it was Denver that got me.
Denver is 5-2 or 6-2 against the spread.
I mean, low key,
Commanders 6-1-1.
Bo Nix is kind of sneaking under the radar in terms of rookie quarterbacks.
Sean
Not really
Payton
getting
out
a
there.
lot of attention, but having a solid year. The Broncos are 5-3.
It's crazy.
Like,
It's crazy.
wow. Okay. All right. That was a fun one.
Try to keep those coming, keep those a little creative. Maybe do a college edition next week.
And was there a third one, or was it just those 2?
Just those 2.
Okay. All right. Let's look at just a brief, breakdown of recapping what happened yesterday. So we talk about generational traps, and that was on the Thursday night game.
Generational.
Like, I think everybody that was on the Rams, good for you. After seeing a stat like that where 90% of the money's on the Vikings, you automatically go the other way. I understand that. I just was failing to believe that was the initial play, because if you look at it, like,
Oh my God.
yeah, I got cooked on that.
That's just fucking unlucky.
Yeah. So I just look at it too, like I couldn't fathom to understand that just because Cooper and Puka were coming back after missing a number of weeks, that was the only reason that this spread was as little as it was. Mm-hmm. I couldn't fathom that. And of course, both of them balled out, but I just didn't think that coming back from their respective injuries that they were both just going to be like.
So what I think happened was I think Matt Stafford knows this is probably his last year in LA, and I think Cooper knows this is his last year in LA. I don't think Cooper might not finish the season in LA. There's like rumors that was going on. I think they had a little bit of a kumbaya, we're at the crib, like we don't know how many more games we have left together, let's ball out type of thing, and we just getting like the book kind of got over on everybody with that one. That's a disgusting 4-leg parlay loss.
I just hate how it's a 4-leg parlay plus 683, Falcons money line, Packers money line, Eagles money line, and Ravens money line. Just so stupid, because you look at the odds for those specific teams there, like Falcons minus 126 on the money line, Packers minus 184, Eagles was plus money there at plus 120, and then the last leg, of course, it's like minus 350 that loses, like, of course. And Ravens in a divisional matchup against the Browns, for whatever reason, always find a way to
Jameis
play the
fucking
Ravens
Winston.
hard, and it's of course it's Jameis Winston.
Wait, so you legitimately, Jameis Winston and Isaac Guerrero actually costed you $1,200?
Yeah, because that was the other one, same gamer. 49ers money line, Kittle touchdown, CeeDee Lamb 50 alternate, Kittle 25 alternate, Mason touchdown as well, and Mason 50 yards. They voided the Mason 50 yards because he got hurt earlier in the game, but they didn't void that anytime touchdown. And of course, the backup running back is the one that gets
Isaac
the
fucking
yards
Guerrero.
and the touchdown. You just can't make up the injuries there. Just sucks to lose that way. And then I had another touchdown parlay. I had boosted from 948 to plus 1232. It was Jamar Chase anytime, Derrick Henry anytime,
disgusting.
and Rashad White anytime. Rashad White was plus 149. And then the last leg there to complete the 4 legs was Saquon Barkley. And this is the second time that Jalen Hurts in his career with the Eagles has had a 3-touchdown game on the ground and costed me the running back. Because last year I had DeAndre Swift in one parlay, whenever the hell it was, and Hurts had 3 touchdowns. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. I remember seeing Saquon on like 1st and goal get it from like the 7-yard line or the 5-yard line to the 2-yard line, and then they just went tush push touchdown. Like you just.
And did you notice that Jalen Hurts gave Saquon the ball after the one drive where he took him all the way down to the 1 and then he let him spike the ball? That had to be a kick in the fucking balls. You were literally like 2-3 things away from having a generational weekend.
Yep.
That is fucked up. So I definitely think I had one of the most luckiest weeks in gambling this week. Not necessarily that I hit a parlay or a tight end parlay. It's the fact that I probably should have lost money and we somehow were up 3 units. I went 6-3-1 against the spread. Had 2 bets that lost with the Jets money line involved, money line parlays. We should just never do those. We should stay away from those. Then I had Jacksonville plus 3.5. Generational backdoor cover. I'm pretty sure T-Law had a pick, and then the next drive he had a fumble in their own 10. They were down 14. Somehow cover that. They lose by 3. Indy plus 5. That one didn't look good for a while. Anthony Richardson threw a pick on their own 10-yard line with 15 or 20 seconds before half. That looked horrible. We get a backdoor cover there. The last one, we get a backdoor push by the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football when they look fucking dead in the water. Dak Prescott, when he's down 14, needs to be studied. He might be the best quarterback ever down. Him and Baker Mayfield might be the 2 of the best quarterbacks ever when they're down 14 points. I got some of the most lucky backdoor covers. It will never happen again. Shout out to the books and shout out to the gambling gods for looking out for me this weekend. I like you guys for that.
I thought there was a sneaky Dak Prescott game-winning drive brewing, and I was very scared because I had 49ers money line at plus money, live bet them at half. I also had the over 47.5. So after a 10-6 first half, I'm like, dude, we need like everything in the kitchen sink.
Oh, I forgot one. And I had Cardinals plus 4.5. They're down 27-18 in the fourth quarter. That's
another good one too.
Cover. Honestly, should have lost all those bets, but fuck it, bro. We'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I was scared to take Packers money line. Just felt like this would be a weird spot for the Jags.
I mean, J Love gets
especially
hurt.
after like the 35-point win.
I think if J Love is healthy, you know what I mean,
right? And we'll see what that means for Malik Willis. But at least for the Cowboys, like third quarter, it takes all of 3 minutes for the Niners to score. They go 21 points, 21-0 in the third quarter, and we're like, we have life. And then CeeDee Lamb's able to get the job done.
Unbelievable.
So if we look at, let's briefly touch on the Packers here before we go to the Bengals. You have a team out of the Packers who, this actually was a game that they needed to win to kind of stay within the division because the Lions are proving that they are probably the best team in football.
Facts.
Let's talk a little bit briefly about Matt LaFleur and his what this could possibly look like going into next week with Malik Willis again, if it's not going to be Jordan Love, which is not solidified.
But it's fucking very likely.
It's a possibility that we're going to see Malik Willis again. And we already know what happened this year. When Jordan Love went down, what did Malik Willis do? He came in and won football games.
I think, so like this just goes on to like my LaFleur love. Like it's probably one of my top 3 favorite coaches in the league. Him, Tomlin. I don't know who's probably third, maybe Dan Campbell. But this guy, I understand when Rodgers was there. A lot of people probably thought it was Rodgers. You know what I mean? He didn't get a lot of the credit. A lot of things that went bad with Rodgers there, people were like, LaFleur, which knowing when we watched Rodgers and how he played with McCarthy and stuff like that, they probably felt like there was a leash behind Rodgers. I get it. But when Rodgers leaves, we think LaFleur's going to go down. And then that was the complete opposite. A little bit of a shaky start, first couple starts with Jordan Love. Then after that, unbelievable. Obviously, as a playoff run, they beat Cowboys in Jerry's World with Jordan Love. This year, we think, okay, they're back. It's going to be unbelievable. They're going to be one of the best teams in the league. J Love goes down. Was that week 1, week 2? This guy goes 3-0 with Malik Willis. Bruh. Like, I just want to highlight the fact this guy is 3-0 with Malik Willis. That's some Mike Tomlin, Kenny Pickett type of stuff. I just want to be able to highlight that. And then the fact that the books know. The books know. They sit this line at 3.5. J Love has a knee problem. I personally would like to see J Love sit down. I think they can come back in the division or even get the wild card spot if he misses a week. What the books are saying, if Malik Willis starts versus the Lions at home, we're even giving him 3.5 points is crazy. I just want everyone just shout out Matt LaFleur. The books know it. I'm pretty sure the rest of the NFL knows it. The general public is getting there. But I think this guy is a top 3 coach in the NFL. And I just got to highlight it. It's one of my guys. But shout out
it's also just quarterback university if we've not seen it with Aaron Rodgers developing behind Brett Favre, Jordan Love developing behind Aaron Rodgers. You get
Are we developing Malik Willis behind Jordan Love?
didn't look like he could be an NFL quarterback
Absolutely.
from Tennessee.
Absolutely.
Comes here and is in a huge spot when Jordan Love goes down in the very first game of the season and does his job and does it to, this amazing extent that nobody thought was going to happen. And then now he's in a position where, hey, we're going to need you to come out and get us yet another win. Save the season. Get us a chance to stay within playoff contention. Let's go to Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Can you just say the quote that you said about Jalen Hurts and what he does?
It's unbelievable. So I was telling you, so we highlighted a couple podcasts ago that Jalen Hurts going into fucking opposing territory of elite quarterbacks and the things he's done there, which is another. And the funny thing about that is, I like it too because the opposing quarterbacks have never played bad. Joe Burrow played actually they only scored 17 points. I thought he played unbelievable. Should have been sacked plenty of times, extended so many plays. And then, what you said when we were sitting down here and talking, watching the McAfee show, this is 2 years in a row that Jalen Hurts has sent two elite quarterbacks and elite teams into complete desperation mode. Last year with the Bills, and then this year with the Bengals. And now the Bengals are in a position where Joe Burrow has said into the postgame presser that they have to get to 10 wins. And what are they at right now? 3? So we have to win 7 of what, 9?
7 of 9. And let's talk about it. You mentioned the Bills point there with Josh Allen. They had to win out to get the division. And the Bills did do that. One of those being the last game of the season in Miami for the division. They did just that. Can Joe Burrow do the same thing with the Bengals? We'll go over to the schedule. And Joe Burrow said that we need 10 wins to make the playoffs. That's what most teams are confident about and being comfortable about making the playoffs. Well, you got 9 games to go and you need 7. So let's find the 7. Week 9, you're home against the Las Vegas Raiders. I would give them the win.
I would love yes, it's the Bengals win.
I'll give them that. So you got 1, you need 6 more. Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore on Thursday Night Football in Week 10. I say that's a loss. I say it's a loss.
I would have given. They lost to Baltimore this year, right? Yeah, they lost in OT at the crib. I want to give them this one. We're split here though, so okay. I'll go with the L. We can go L.
Okay, so you still need to find 6 more.
Yes.
Then Week 11, you're in LA against the Chargers.
You got to get that one.
You need to find 4. We hit the bye in Week 12 and Week 13. Divisional matchup, home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Where will the Steelers be by Week 13? How will their confidence be for them to get them this win? But I think somehow in a divisional matchup, the Steelers might fucking get them.
I'll take the Bengals.
Okay.
Off the bye week, you got to win the game.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I got to go Bengals
I'll give you 3. So you got to find 3. Got to find 3 more. 3. No, we only have 3. We need 4 more wins. Mm-hmm. 4 more wins in 5 games. Week 14, you're in Dallas on Monday Night Football. This is a game where I would say that the Dallas Cowboys can get.
Yeah, they can, but listen, I know where my loss is, so I'm going to give them the W here.
Okay, so you need 3 more wins. Thursday night in Week 16, you host the Cleveland Browns.
They win that. The Tennessee win, we're going to give them the 2, right?
You're right. So Week 15, you're in Tennessee.
W.
So now you need 2 more wins in 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Week 16, Thursday Night Football hosting Cleveland.
I think this might be like a classic, but Joe Burrow gets it done.
Okay, so you need 1 more win. And in Week 17 and Week 18, Week 17, you host the Denver
Broncos.
Broncos.
Need 1 more win.
1 more win.
Okay.
So Week 17, you host Denver. Week 18, you're in Pittsburgh. I think you split there and you just need to get 1 game.
Yeah, okay. Wait, so this is way more doable than I actually had originally thought.
So we had the wins being the Raiders, the Ravens.
No.
Oh, we had the wins being the Raiders, the Chargers, Steelers in Week 13, Cowboys in Week 14, Tennessee in Week 15.
Cleveland, Denver, and they're in, right?
Cleveland, Denver, they're in, and then they can.
Wow, this is
Week
actually
18.
way more doable than I thought. See, when I had first looked at it, I thought it was going to all come down to that game at Pittsburgh, Week 18. It still could. It still could. But like when I first looked at it, I was like, okay, like I'm just guessing out. I'm like, it's going to come down to at Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin at the crib, Week 18. They probably both need to win that game, and you're going to lose that game.
Who's to say that they're not going to lose Week 11 to Harbaugh in LA? You know, like there's shit like that where that could be a problem, and then you have to win out from there. Because then
Jameis Winston just beat the Ravens.
Like if you
Bo Nix is the 5th best against the
if
spread.
you go, let's say you win Vegas in Week 9, and then let's just say you lose week 10, week 11 in Baltimore, in Los Angeles. That means you have 6 games to go, and you have to win them all.
Wait, yeah, let's look at this realistically again. So we gave him the win in Vegas, the loss in Baltimore, the win in Los Angeles, the win in Pittsburgh, the win in Dallas, the win in Tennessee, the win in That's not realistic. We're reaching. We're reaching.
That's what I'm saying. They got to win 3 in a row. And they're not going to win 3 in a row there.
Okay.
Pittsburgh, in Dallas, in Tennessee.
We're reaching.
And then you have to. Then you host Cleveland, and then Bo Nix, who we just talked about, the Denver Broncos being one of the best teams against the spread all year.
Are they cooked?
They may not be cooked.
So they can only.
To Joe Burrow's knowledge,
They
may be cooked.
They can only lose 2 games.
To Joe Burrow's knowledge of them getting to 10 wins and needing 10 wins,
Okay.
yeah, they can only lose.
So if they can only lose 2 games, I think they're realistically losable games. Baltimore's losable. LA, I don't want to put that in the list.
Pittsburgh, one of them. You're not sweeping them.
Pittsburgh's losable. Dallas losable.
Cleveland
Losable. Denver losable.
I don't even want to say losable to Denver.
Okay. So then Pittsburgh's losable. So we have 5 losable games. And we're realistically saying they're going to win all of those losable games. I'm down. I'm just like realizing what I'm saying here and like realizing how hard this is going to be for them to do. They have to go
If you're telling me
at Baltimore and then travel across the nation, then go at LA and then bye week, play Pittsburgh and then go to Jerry's World on Monday night. Their season's kind of over, but at that point, that could legit be the last week for them. That could be the do or die week for them.
Yep.
That could be the do or die week for the Broncos as well. So I put my money on the Bengals to make the playoffs in my parlay, but I'm actually going to say they don't make it.
I'm going to say right now that the Cincinnati Bengals are not making the playoffs.
I agree.
And they are not getting to the 10 wins that Joe Burrow is saying that they need.
I agree. After we talk through it, I don't think they get to the 10. They might go 9-7. They might get in though, but I think it's probably
they might get in, but they're not getting the 10 wins.
They'd have to do some generational shit.
They're not getting the 10 wins that Joe Burrow is talking about. Let's look to the San Francisco 49ers as Adam Schefter says today on the Pat McAfee show that after the bye, CMC will look to make his return. Well, the bye week is in week 9, and he would return for week 10 in Tampa Bay. And their schedule goes as followed for the remainder of the season. In Tampa Bay, home against Seattle. In Green Bay, in Buffalo, home against Chicago and LA, meaning the Rams. In Miami, home against Detroit. And then in Arizona to close the year. Right now, you sit.
I mean, oh my God. I mean, every single one of these games are losable.
You sit at 4-4. Where do we have them finishing? Let's start here in week 10. You sit at 4-4. In Tampa Bay, week 10.
Like they're supposed to win that game.
They're supposed to win that game.
Okay. Off the bye, CMC's back first game. We win that.
So you're 5.
We win that.
You're 5-4.
Yeah, we win that.
You go to Seattle.
We win that.
Or
That's
you host
extremely losable divisional matchup.
Hosting Seattle.
I'm pretty sure they won the first matchup at Seattle. Extremely losable, but they win that.
6-4. Now you go to Lambeau.
I just like that's a death sentence, bro. You on Thanksgiving? Is that Thanksgiving?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. That's fucked. That's
I'll go 6-5.
Yeah, they lose.
In Buffalo on the first day of December.
Bruh.
First day of December in Buffalo.
They lose.
I'm saying lose.
Yeah.
You're 6-6 now. Then you go back home against the Bears.
Okay.
I'll give him that one. That's gonna be a tough game, but I'll give him that one. So you're 7-6. Rams on Thursday Night Football hosting the Rams divisional match.
Guarantee you this is another game where there's going to be 75% of the money on San Fran.
Preach it.
And oh my goodness gracious, can Stafford do it twice? I'm going to give San Fran this win.
Okay.
But oh man, this could be one of the ones.
So you're 8-6 now.
Yes.
Now into Miami for week 16.
You win that. That's going to be tough because Tua's back. They could be rolling, but you're going to have to win that game, I think, after possibly losing to Stafford and them in prime time.
So now you're 9-6. Then Monday Night Football week 17, home against Detroit. I'm going to go 9-7. They're not winning that game.
I agree.
There's your NFC Championship rematch in the same building. 9-7.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you go to Arizona for week 18. Are you either going to be 10-7 or are you going to be 9-8?
Nah, so you go 10-7.
10-7.
Yeah, so you go 10-7. So the Bengals and the 49ers are both going to go 10-7. Okay.
Well, the Bengals, I mean, we don't think they're
We don't think they're, yeah.
But it's close. It's going to be very, very close for those two.
Very, very close. I think they're both going to be teetering, bro. But I think the Niners are a little more guaranteed than the Bengals. I got the Niners have a way better chance than the Bengals. That's a little fucked up. Their schedule is fucking tough, bro.
All right, let's go to this is one of your favorite ones here. NFL tweeting this out. The nominees for the FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Week. We're going to vote on the winners. Your Air Players of the Week are Kirk Cousins, Jameis Winston, and Jaden Daniels, with your Ground Players of the Week being James Cook, George Kittle, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
So I'm just going to read some stats for the Air guys.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels, not supposed to play. Hurt, injured, rib problem, all that. Playing the Bears, good defense, 21 for 38, 326 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 92.7 passer rating. Kirk Cousins, divisional game versus the Bucks, away, 23 for 29, damn. 276 yards, 4 touchdowns, damn. 145.9 passer rating. Okay. And then Jameis Winston. Upset win versus the Ravens. 27 of 41, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, 115.3 passer rating. This is the hardest vote I have to put in. These are 3 of my favorite quarterbacks in the league. Oh my God. I feel like there's no right answer here. But I also feel like there's only one right answer here. And I'm going to go with Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
I think him being injured, hurt, 1 versus 2 matchup at the crib, they concede a touchdown, the game's over. You can say the Bears lose because of coaching. Tyreek Stevenson wasn't locked in and started to play. You could say there's a lot of other factors at play. But I think the fact that this kid still balled out, 115 passer rating, 1 touchdown, took care of the ball again. Mind you, not a lot of people are talking about the play before the Hail Mary. Needed 15 yards to get that play. Had to make that pass. I think for this kid being a rookie, being put in these spots, making these plays, probably has the best play of the year in the NFL. No offense to Kirk Cousins and Jameis Winston, you guys both bought out. I'm gonna have to put my vote in for Jaden Daniels though. That's just me personally.
And you're not wrong in doing that. I'm simply just going with Kirk Cousins.
Let's do it.
Walking in your trap, and you own that trap down in Tampa Bay.
No cap.
'Cause on Thursday night football, home against the Bucs, what did you do? 500.
No cap.
And then you go and beat him again.
No cap.
So Kirk Cousins for me. He's also, I'm a little biased. I got him on my fantasy team.
Bruh, he had like 345, 4 touch.
Yeah, like
damn near perfect passer rating.
Walk in your trap and I own it.
No cap. Like you heard me, bro. I don't mind that. I don't mind
For my ground player, I was deciding between either Gibbs and Kittle, and very simply, George Kittle. My ground player of the week.
So I did not think I was going to agree with you. I thought you were going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs just because of his monster day. I actually agree because I think George Kittle completely changed that game. It was 10-6. It looked like the Cowboys had the better of the 49ers for a long time. Debo Samuels had to come out the game a little bit because of his pneumonia problems. And then second half, George Kittle has like 2-3 plays where he completely takes over the game, National Tight End Day. I got to go with George Kittle as well. I didn't think we were going to agree on that one, but yeah, I'll go with George Kittle and Jaden Daniels are my 2 picks.
That was some fun stuff. I'd like to continue looking at that, on a week to week. Let's head to college football on Saturday at noon. The Ohio
State game at noon?
Buckeyes. Yeah, that should be a night game, but that's going to be I'm assuming that's going to be the Fox Noon kickoff game. The Ohio State Buckeyes, the number 4 ranked team in the country, heading to Beaver Stadium against the Nittany Lions, the number 3 team in the country. Penn State, plus 136 on the money line at home, as the Buckeyes are 3.5-point favorites. Let's just look at these from a coaching standpoint here. Ryan Day is 2-6 against top 5 college football teams, and James Franklin is 1-9 versus Ohio State University, with the only win coming in 2016.
Very, very lucky. Very
versus Ryan Day's Ohio State Buckeyes, Franklin is 0-4. As a Penn State fan, as a fan seeing your team at plus money at home against the Buckeyes in the rivalry, where are you going to go?
So, again, I'll say this game's fucking awesome for plenty of reasons, but you got Pennsylvania kid playing for Ohio State, Will Howard, and Ohio kid playing for Penn State and Drew Aller. I hope Drew Allard plays. He suffered an injury versus Wisconsin, and then Bo Probella came in for Penn State and balled the fuck out. Sophomore from York, PA, was a baller. Heard about that kid when he was in high school. I think he went for like 11, 13, 100 yards, and then had like 30 yards rushing. Iced the game and allowed State to cover. When I told people that you should take a look at Scotty to cover, and it looked like they were going to. Something about that State team persevering in that second half. They got a pick six that changed the game, the momentum of the game. They're 3.5 now. I saw it open at 4.5 for State. So people are betting State. I actually like them here. I think Ryan Day, as much as you could say James Frank has come up on his last days at State, I think this year's kind of quieting the noise a little bit for James Franklin. And if it continues, it'll quiet it even more. I think the noise for Ryan Day's heightening even more. It's the most noise I've heard about around Ryan Day's name in a very, very, very long time. I think this could be the Reaper. And like I said on the last pod, this has been the Reaper for Penn State. I don't think there's going to be a game that has been bigger for James Franklin in his entire career. I think this is kind of an all-out spot for them. It could be a spot where they win this game and lose it in an upset fashion the very next week, but I think this is an all-out Penn State legacy game for James Franklin, legacy game for Drew Allard if he plays. If Drew Allard's confirmed, which I think he'll play, I'm back in Penn State plus the points all day. I think you got to.
Yeah, like something's telling me that I need to take Ohio State in this game, but I'm just not going to at Beaver Stadium. I'm just not. I mean, I don't think it's...
There's going to be some magic in the air, bro, I think. It has the setup. Like, I just think it has the setup of one of those games. Penn State, owned by Ohio State for years.
Doesn't this game kind of give you a little bit of that same kind of thought process when it was Ohio State visiting Oregon?
Honestly, not really.
In terms of where you want to lean towards and who you want to pick, like I picked Ohio State, but my gut was telling me Oregon. I'm kind of in the same boat.
This reminds me of Bama, Georgia.
Okay,
where Bama's dogs, Georgia's probably better favorited, but it could be a marquee home win for Kalen DeBoer and the boys. Could it be a sellout, all out? They looked amazing in the first half. Like, I think Penn State could come out in the first half looking ridiculously amazing. Remember when they lost to Ohio State in 2017, the year after they won in 2016? Saquon took the opening kickoff back. Yes. They were up like 21-7, like they were going to roll in that game, and Ohio State came back in the second half. Ohio State won, but Penn State covered. Similar script, I think. But I actually think Penn State comes through and wins this game. Very, very interesting game. I think the most interesting game in NFL or college football combined, and I'm going to rock with Penn State. I think you got to go with State in that one.
Over to Thursday Night Football.
This is fucked. I mean, what are we doing? FanDuel, BetMGM, DraftKings. What the fuck is this line?
This is
explanations,
plus
please.
1.5. The Jets at MetLife Stadium hosting C.J. Stroud and the Texans, where the Texans are minus 102 on the money line, over under sitting at 42.5. We have seen some gruesome L's from the New York Jets in a time where analysts all over sports media are calling for a rebuild from the New York Jets and calling for Aaron Rodgers to hang up the cleats. Put the football in the rafters, you're done. Is this a spot that we saw in last week's Thursday Night Football matchup between the Rams hosting the Vikings, where all the money was on the Vikings and the road team? Well, are we going to see the same thing with the Texans, where all the money's on the road team, and by some way, some gambling god reason, that the Jets find a way to not only cover but win this game outright?
Do they have stats of this game?
I'd be curious to see if they do this early in the week, but they do.
Oh my God.
As of Monday.
It's happening, bro.
Monday.
It's happening.
72% of the money is on Houston, and 81% of the bets are on Houston. That is from FanDuel Sportsbook. Are we seeing our second straight, not only generational trap, but Thursday Night Football? Second straight generational trap.
So bro. So when you think about it, right? So the Jets have lost 5 games in a row. They started off 2-1. They have lost 5 games in a fucking row. But if I were to zoom out and just completely forget about that, right? And if this game was in a vacuum, this game was, let's say the Jets were what they're supposed to be. Let's say they were, instead of being 2-6, they were 6-2, and the Texans are where they are right now. And the Rodgers are where they are right now. Hassan Reddick came back last week off his holdout, whatever the fuck was going on. So Hassan Reddick is back in the mold. They just signed Devontae Adams. If you compare both Rodgers in a vacuum, I would argue this line's 1,000% correct. You know what I'm saying? If they were to play this game in Houston, Houston would be a little bit of a slight favorite, maybe 2 points. This game's in NY. New players, new faces, new coordinators, slight favorite, good team. The books are gonna eat. It's a classic spot, and it's funny because if you look at the last couple weeks in gambling, I talk about all the backdoor covers. Look at all those fucking dogs that backdoor covered in the last couple weeks. If we were looked at the numbers of those games, I guarantee you the money was on the other side in all those games. This isn't necessarily an underdog, but this is another spot where the money's all on the Texans. And we were talking about it on this podcast for legit 6 straight weeks that the public was just frying. And we got a first look at it on that Thursday night football game with the Vikings and Rams. And that game was very much so fucked with. I mean, if you don't think that game was fucked with in any type of way, you might be blind. I think it's in New York. If the Jets lose this game, the season is over. Jets fans are already burning Rodgers' fucking jerseys. Merch sales are probably hella down. Like people are probably season ticket holders are probably selling hella tickets.
And we get butts and seats.
Probably can't get butts and seats. If there were to rig a game for New York in any spot, I think it'd be this one. I think this game's gonna be fucked with, and I will be riding the Jets for one last time.
I think you're right because think about it too. Who's gonna be out there catching the football for Houston? Because you're assuming that Diggs is done for the year in the non-contact injury. You're assuming that. Nico Collins still dealing with the hamstring, still in the IR.
Do you bring him back here?
Can he be reinstated? Was it 4 weeks? I'm not positive that it was 4 weeks yet. So it's Tank Dell, Joe Mixon, Dalton Schultz versus the Jets who are in a must-win spot. I think you got to go with the Jets.
Have to go with the Jets.
I think you got to go with the Jets.
It's unbelievable because it's 2 straight weeks where you're fading your guys.
That's 2 straight weeks where I'm fading my guys.
I think you're sharp. When you're fading your guys, I'm going to keep a record now. You're 1-0 now when you fade your guys. I'm keeping a record because you might be dumb sharp. Too.
You can't possibly look at the numbers of the percentages of money and bets that are on Houston and be confident with taking Houston and being like the public. Because we just saw it went from 80% of the money on the Vikings to 90% of the money on the Vikings, and magically they lost. Magically, the NFL script comes in. Magically they lost when 90% of the money was on them.
I agree.
So if you're in the same boat here with the Houston Texans, you're in the same exact boat.
And the Texans, I want to look at some of their games. Like they have good wins, but they're week 1 they beat the Colts by 2. Week 2, they beat the Bears by 6, but they were up by more than 6 in that game. But in that game, we had declared on this podcast that the Bears looked pretty scrappy. Like they were in that game. And we said the Texans were, I said the Texans did not look that impressive to start the season. Then they get blown out by the Vikings. We know who the Vikings are now. That loss is not as concerning as it once was. They only beat the Jaguars by 4. Beat the Bills by 3, good win. Blow out the Patriots. Lose to the Packers. Divisional win last week versus the Colts. Looked losable. I don't think
but didn't cover.
To where 80% of the money is flying on the Texans, like people are saying this team's just astronomically better than the Jets, and the Jets are in a full-on desperation spot. Like, whoa, public. Like, what are we doing here? Let's slow the fuck down. I think
half the people that are clicking Texans right now are just like Jets guys or people that are looking way too deep into the Jets sucking right now and saying, Rodgers is done. The season's over. We suck. We're not winning this game. Maybe if the receiving core for the Houston Texans was all there, this would be an auto bet Texans, but they're not. So why would you not look into it a little bit harder, think a little bit harder, and go towards the New York Jets at minus 116 at home?
I have a proposal.
Okay, let's hear the proposal.
I have a proposal. So today is a sports equinox.
Oh, God, that's right.
There is a lot of New York teams playing today. I actually like a couple of them to win. Like, honestly, I like the Knicks to win at home.
I think I know what you're doing.
I like the Yankees to win in desperation spot. Do the Rangers play tonight? Don't tell me the Rangers play
tomorrow.
Oh, they play tomorrow. We could probably, if they have a line, we could throw them in there. Could we do a New York parlay of Yankees money line, Knicks money line, Rangers money line, then finish it off with Jets money line on Thursday Night Football? Is it a possibility? So let me see these odds.
Let's go to NHL. We'll throw the Rangers.
Knicks have the Cavs at home. I like them there.
It's just that
they play the Caps. That's a scary line. It looks trappy. We're taking it.
And then let's round it out with our Thursday night game. Jets money line. So your New York sports equinox parlay, New York Yankees money line, New York Knicks money line, New York Rangers money line, New York Jets money line. That's plus 824. Hey,
Are you tailing?
I'm in.
I'm in.
Sports Equinox, New York Sports Equinox. Put that shit in. 8 plus 824. I love it.
I like that. We're
That's
cooking.
a smart shout.
We're cooking.
That's a smart shout.
It's actually
Imagine.
pretty sharp though. Like I can't lie. Yankees have to win.
Yankees have to win.
Had the Knicks lost their first big game at home,
And then they destroyed the
and they came back,
Pacers.
destroyed the Pacers, got some momentum. Another big game at home. The Cavs are 3-0, due for a loss. I think that's a sharp pick. People are gonna be probably running to bet the Cavs at 3-0.
Rangers on Tuesday.
That's scary, but they're better than the Cavs. We're just better. We're better, right?
Yeah, we're way better
We
than.
win that game.
And then
The generational trap.
the generational trap in a spot where the New York Jets have to win.
I think
Simple.
we cooked that.
Plus 824.
I think we might have cooked that. I think we might have cooked that.
That's the parlay. That's all we got for today's show. We will see you next week. I'm going to be in Florida for the weekend. Another
Let's go, brother.
wedding season. Please hit some bets.
Yo,
And
I saw a tweet. It was like, it's so funny. It was about just like, there was like 25, 30-year-old males like only post wedding pictures in this age group. And
Dude,
like,
it's
kinda-
crazy.
It's actually
Like,
fucking funny.
Just scrolling through the feed, seeing
so funny.
like congratulations to Mr. and
It's
Mrs.
so funny.
so and so.
And like, it's like the like part of the joke of the tweet was like, guys don't post on Instagram. So like, you know what I'm saying? You know,
You start-
yeah.
And it's so funny. Like we used to go to like parties and shit when we were kids. For like you go to like a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah, one of those, and like you couldn't drink there, but it's like you go there, you have the service at the synagogue, and then you go to wherever the banquet hall is,
Little
and you just
dance and little
dance
party.
all night. This is the same
Same
thing.
shit.
There's a ceremony, and then you dance all night, except now you can just get shit-faced. Like, all of this is the same as kids. So it's just funny. I haven't been to a lot of weddings, but I've been to 2 in the past couple of months. So it's just funny. Like, they're nothing special. It's just an excuse to get drunk.
Probably fun as fuck though.
They are fun as fuck.
I have a couple probably coming up, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, well, we will see you post NFL Week 9 and all the bye weeks, and maybe let's not fall for generational traps this week. Jets money line, and this New York Sports Equinox is going to hit at plus 824. You've been listening and watching to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin. Signing off. Hit your bets. We'll see you soon.